These midterms are the biggest electoral test outside of a presidential election, the first national electoral test of the Biden presidency and since the insurrection of January the 6th. Now, a third of the Senate is up for election and all of the House of Representatives. Add on to that as well a suite of governors' mansions up and down the country and state legislatures as well. Now, going into this, the Democrats control both chambers, but by the most razor-thin of margins. This meant that Republicans needed only one net gain in the Senate to take control there and only 5 seats in the House. Now, usually the party which controls the presidency does very badly in midterm elections. Let's just take a look at recent historical precedents for this. In the House, for the incumbent party in the midterms, and you can see what I mean. As you can see, the president's party usually does badly in the first midterms of a presidency. Reagan's Republicans down by 26 in 1982. Clinton down by a huge number of seats in 1994. Obama down 63 in 2010. Trump down 42 in 2018. So 5 seats should have been eminently achievable for the GOP this time. There was talk of a red wave mirroring the blue wave under Trump in 2018. So where are we? Well, so far at least, it ain't no wave. You need 218 seats to win a House majority. As I say, 5 real gains. So far, the Republicans have picked up 9 seats, but the Democrats have picked up 3, so that's net 6, 1 more than the Republicans need. But these are, as I say, small gains in the grand sweep of things. And there are about 65 or so seats still outstanding. It looks like the GOP will just about take the House, and that means they can start all sorts of investigations into the Biden White House. Nancy Pelosi will no longer be the Speaker, and it raises the prospect, potentially even, of an impeachment. Though with a majority that small, it will be difficult for the likely next House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, to corral his troops. Questions, too, over what that could mean for funding of the Ukrainian forces in the war. So that takes us to the Senate, and again here, razor-thin margin. It was 50-50. Controlled by the Democrats, only controlled by them by the virtue of the casting vote of the Vice President, Kamala Harris. Now, most of the states are in. As I say, only a third are up for grabs. But the big disappointment so far for Republicans is the perennial swing state of Pennsylvania. Democrat John Fetterman actually flipped a state, a Republican-controlled Senate seat, to the Democrat column. Mehmet Oz, strongly backed by Donald Trump, and indeed one of the themes of the night actually was Trump-backed candidates, especially election-denying candidates, doing badly. So what are we waiting for in terms of the outstanding seats? Could the Republicans still do it? Well, yes, if they can flip Nevada, a very close race with all the votes there still coming in, and then potentially win a special election in Georgia, which will go to a runoff in a month or so, because if no candidate gets over 50% of the vote, that's the system there. But it's a perilous path, and really, as I say, it shouldn't be this difficult in the circumstances for the Republicans. There are also tantalizing glimmers of a post-Trump and post-Biden world for both parties. Ron DeSantis, re-elected governor of Florida, a state where the party outperformed the national trend. He is a now clear rival for Trump. J.D. Vance, new Republican senator from Ohio, rising star. And Democrat Wes Moore, new governor of Maryland, only the 3rd black governor in the whole history of the United States. I think you'll be hearing more, a lot more, about each of them. But the big question for this election is why no red wave? Well, one of the most interesting things about it is how the independents, who normally switch from the president's party, have actually swung quite heavily behind the Democrats. They seem to have punished the Republicans, not in spite of, but because of their Trumpism, their election denial, which is now basically one and the same thing. Perhaps, too, abortion is motivating Democratic voters in a way it has for Republicans on the other side for decades, now that the protections of Roe versus Wade are gone. And given the economic and historical headwinds in the US in these elections, frankly, the Republicans will be disappointed with these results so far.
The Newsagents. This is a Global Player original podcast.